Hey fellow YouTubers, I'm going to change the in-cabin air filter in my 2004 Nissan Pathfinder Armada. I did a video on this previously that I kind of started halfway through the process because I had never changed the in-cabin air filter before, and what I found was surprising, and I wanted to show everybody just how bad that filter was. In the process, the reaction that a lot of people had to the video was that the method that I used to remove or describe removing the glove box wasn't necessary. But in fact it is. On the 2004 version of the Nissan Pathfinder Armada, you do have to remove the whole glove box to get to the in-cabin air filters, and you have to remove the screws to get it out. Some people said in the comments that there was just a latch here, or that you could push it, there was a bumper. That's on the 2005 model year and up, that you can move that aside and pull out the glove box. On the 2004 model year, you cannot do that. You probably could try forever, undoubtedly break something in the process. On this year, the first year of the Pathfinder Armada, you have to take out this screw, 2 screws in the center, this screw on the right at the top inside the glove box, and then down here this one, and on the other side underneath in the passenger footwell. So I'm going to do that now, and then once I get the glove box out. Oh, and by the way, you also have to pull back this weather stripping. I don't remember exactly how to do it. I think once I start to get this to come off, I'll remember, and then I'll show you on video how to do that. Okay, so I've got the screws removed. Now, these are the 2 that you want to remove, the ones closest to the latch. Easy way to tell is they're the same color as the ones on the left and on the right. The screw head colors, well, maybe not. They seem to be a different color anyway, slightly different shade. But remove the ones in the center. And then on the side here, if you look at this whole assembly, it wants to come out, but there's a couple things keeping it in place. One is this molding on the side. If you pull this away, you can see that kind of releases, right? And then you can get this side, just get this out with a little bit of a tug. It kind of fits in. There we go. That'll kind of pop out. And then this whole assembly is really just going to drop out there we go. That just comes right out, and you can close it if you want to. Just set it aside. Oh yeah, I lost the screw in there. We'll have to get that screw out in a second. If you see in here, this is the bolt that you need to remove. I couldn't remember if this is an 8 or a 9 or a 10. Let's see if I guessed right. So what do so what do I got here? It's an 8 millimeter. So we got an 8 millimeter, and this is just a regular socket driver. This is just manual. I'm just gonna remove this really quickly. It's only a few turns. It's only hand tight. And you can see, you just pull this out, don't lose it. This cover just has some holes in it, and there's clips up there. And then you'll just need to remove the filters. You might need a little screwdriver or a coin or something to get it started, or a paper clip. I'm going to get something and get that out of there. Probably just a little screwdriver. So I just used a flat blade screwdriver to just pry that out a little bit and get it started, and then it just comes right out by hand. And there's 2 in there. One just sort of slides in, and I don't know, let's see, there's a little bit of debris in there, and it's a little dirty. I replace these about once a year. You're supposed to pay attention to the arrows on here for airflow. This old one doesn't seem to have any arrows for airflow, so I'm just going to pay attention to the way the writing is on the filter itself. And I'm replacing with the exact same filter that I had before. This is from Pentius. And they have on their box a bunch of the equivalents, and I'll post that in the description as well. And this just slides in. You just slide these in here. You put the cover back on, and everything assembles in the opposite order. And if you want to, before you button all this up, turn your car on, at least to the accessory position, and turn on the blower for air or ventilation, and just make sure that you've got good airflow. Make sure you've installed the filters the proper way. I've got that in there, right? Yep. And you should have a nice strong flow out of your AC system or heating system, and with less debris and a little cleaner air inside your cabin. So that's the way you do it. Put it all back together the opposite way, or the reverse order. You're all set.